Hey, ForexMilitia. Parsifal back from a long vacation. All right. We're going to basically go over the calendar for this week and see what's coming up for the week. And then we're going to go over the charts. But let's see what happened last week. And the big news last week was the CPI. Right? CPI basically came in a little bit, on target, pretty much on target, and the markets actually liked that, and it basically went higher. it was a good reading, right? The pound came in with its GDP. It came in a little bit better, and then the preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment came in better than expected. So that's good for economy. That's good for the dollar. Although that came in good, the dollar has been falling. And we'll go into that when we look at the charts. Coming up this next week, we've got the GDP for China on Monday. That's going to be interesting because they're having problems with real estate. They're going to have their own financial crisis. The claimant count uh, with the this is basically unemployment for the pound, which is going to come in before they actually open their markets, which I don't believe they usually do this. I believe it comes out at usually around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. my time, which is about 12 noon or 11 their time. So that's interesting that they actually are doing it before the market open. The CPI for the CAD and all that. The BOJ. This is going to be interesting to see what the BOJ is actually going to do on Tuesday, because last time they said that they were going to increase their monetary policy. They would be from the negative rate to something more positive. They were hawkish. They're not going to leave it alone. All right. The CPI for the pound. This is going to be interesting, and the PPI for the U.S. and then just orange news, but some notable mentions: the Philly Fed, unemployment claims, and let's see, Lagarde is speaking, and retail sales from Canada, and Waller is speaking. All right. So with that, let's get to the charts. Let's see what we can see. And on the dollar, as I was saying in the about on the calendar, it is in a free fall. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. The dollar is falling. Okay. We've got what I need to see is I have to take this off so we can see a little bit better. What I'm taking off right now are my pivots, my floor pivots. And I just want to see exactly what type of retracement is actually happening on the dollar on the weekly. So let's take a look. It hit the 618. So it already hit there. It hit this area over here. So very possibly going into this week, there might be some consolidation going on because, as you can see, there's a bit of congestion, just a small bit of congestion. I wonder what that looks like on the daily. Let's see what that looks like on a daily. Yeah, nah. This is just looks like a retracement and hit a. So we'll see what happens. But I am looking for this to hit the 100 down here. This is a weekly trend line, support resistance line. I'm sorry, not a trend line, a support resistance line. So we're looking for it to hit a 100 on the US 30. All right, we are basically going to. I already drew some targets of what this can basically hit coming this year using the Fibonacci extension. Just leave some comments and I will basically make a video on how I basically draw my targets for with using the Fibonacci extension. All right, and so with the US 30, I have this going to this 50, this 100, and this 150. Okay. All right. So using the floor pivots to basically do that, we have an entry over here in this zone right here, and from there we are going to count zones or lines, right? Okay, so entry is down here in this zone. This zone right here is the first. This is the second. Alright, and this is the third zone. And then the way how I learned this is basically just eyeballing it, back testing. So 1, 2, 3, and my target is right here at 3,500. That's what I'm looking for it to basically hit, because it's a confluence of the Fibonacci extension and my floor pivot. So we'll be looking for 3,500, and then after that, 3 more, 1, 2, 3, up to 37.4471. That'll be my second target. All right. So going into this year. All right. So let's move over to gold. Gold, I made a little bit of money on gold. It's basically going up into a weekly target, support and resistance line. Wow, I'm getting that wrong. Support and resistance line, and most likely what it will do is it'll either, do I see divergence? If there's divergence going up into there, then most likely it will reverse. That'll be a reversal coming off of that line. The next line up is 2070, way up at the top. That's a 100% movement from this here, from when it spiked way back here, March of 2022. Okay, so that's that. Bitcoin took off. It took off with the market basically, and as the dollar basically tanked, Bitcoin took off. And as you can see, it's at 20,000 right now. So it took off from 16,000. So that's pretty much a 25% gain in like a week. All right, so that's I'm gonna call that bullish. Well, actually, it's still bearish right now. It's actually still bearish, but it had a very nice bullish move. There you go. Oil is basically bearish. It's pulling back. Let's see. No, that's about it for that. That's still bearish, but in pullback. The loonie basically has created an M pattern, and the M pattern basically is it's probably going to pull back up into here at the bottom of this M and then continue down. So I am this is still bullish, but it's pulling back. So I am actually short-term bullish, longer term bearish. Okay, on the euro, okay, I'm going to do the same thing I did before. Take this off. Okay, so I took a little break. I had to take a phone call. Anyway, so what I was basically going to say on the euro is there is a yearly trend line that has been respected all the way back to, I forget what it was, let me see. Let's go on the monthly and take a look. All the way back to 2007. All right, and it's been pretty daggone sweet the way how it respects this line. All right, and you can see at certain points it basically hits it and rallies off it. So it is now at that trend line right now. So we'll see exactly how it reacts. Most likely there'll be some consolidation, but will it break through or not? I'm not sure. We'll see. All right. And on the pound, the pound is basically going long. I believe it's going to be a long trade. So we are going to first see probably it hit 124, and then it'll pull back, and then it'll travel up further with the next stop at 125.50 at this monthly support resistance line. All right, and with that, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I have links in the description for TradeMiner, for EA Builder, and SeasonX. And as I always say, knowledge is power. Be power hungry, and power to the people. This is Parsival signing out.